Hi student, welcome to botany class. Today we are going to see the ultra structure of bacterial cell. In the previous video, we have discussed about the introduction about the bacteria. Actually, bacteria is come under the kingdom Monera. According to the Whittaker classification, it come under the kingdom Monera. So what are the characteristic features of kingdom Monera? All the unicellular prokaryotic organisms are grouped under the kingdom Monera. So and then we have discussed about the milestone of the bacteria and general characteristic features of bacteria and the classification of bacteria. So these are things we have already discussed in the previous video. Now we are going to see the ultra structure of bacteria. We already know that bacteria is a prokaryotic organism. Pro means primitive, karyotic means nucleus. It do not have the nuclear membrane and the membrane bounded organelles are absent. So what are the things is present inside the bacteria? So ultra structure means anatomy of bacteria. So we are going to study the detailed structure of the bacteria with the help of electron microscope. Okay. So the internal structure, especially the inside the bacteria, it consists of the three layers. That is a capsule or glycocalyx. It's not common for all bacteria. Some group of the bacteria is the capsule or glycocalyx. So inner to the capsule, it is outer surroundings. Okay. So the entire bacteria structure, it will be surrounded by the capsule or glycocalyx. It is made up of the polysaccharides. So inner to the glycocalyx, the cell wall is present. We already know that all cell wall bearing organisms like plants and the fungi, the cell wall is made up of only one type of the substance. In plants means cellulose. That is a basic component of the cell wall. Fungi mean chitin. But in bacteria, the cell wall is made up of two different substances. It is made up of peptidoglycan, N-acetyl muramic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine. So these two different components is considered the cell wall of the bacteria. So inner to the cell wall, the plasma membrane is present. The plasma membrane is made up of phospholipids. A number of enfolding structure is present in the bacteria. That is a mesosome. The mesosome is contain all the respiratory enzymes. It will mainly help for the respiration. And even the photosynthetic, suppose it's a photosynthetic bacteria, the chromatophore, that is photosynthetic pigment containing structure. The chromatophore is attached with the plasma membrane. Even though the bacterial chromosome is also attached with. In a one point, it will be attached with the plasma membrane. So during the replication, the DNA it will be detached from the mother DNA with the help of the plasma membrane. Okay, so in one point, the bacterial DNA is attached with the plasma membrane. We already know that the bacterial DNA is a double-stranded circular DNA molecule. Double-stranded circular DNA molecule. It will be attached with the plasma membrane in one point. Okay. So and then the central region is contained cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a colloidal or gel-like substance. It contains the various cell inclusions and various cell structures. Like a ribosome, it will be openly present in the cytoplasm. And the genetic material like DNA it mostly present the cytoplasm. Plasmid, it present the cytoplasm. Okay, so the various cell structure is also present the cytoplasm. So in this video, we have discussed about the capsule, glycocalyx, cell wall, plasma membrane, cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, we have discussed the various cell structure. Okay, now we can enter into the ultra structure of the bacteria. So the first structure is a capsule or glycocalyx. The bacteria is surrounded by a gelatinous substance that is called glycocalyx. They have a sticky nature. This gelatinous substance has a sticky nature. It is helped to attach the bacteria with any substrate. What is the role of this the gelatinous substance? It will be easily fix the bacteria on the any substratum. Okay. So, it's a thick layer of the glycocalyx is bound tightly with cell wall, that is called capsule. A thick layer of glycocalyx, it will be tightly bound and attached with the cell wall, that is called capsule. The glycocalyx is composed of polysaccharide. It is a sugar derivative. The glycocalyx is composed of polysaccharide or polypeptide or both. Polypeptide means protein. Polysaccharide means glucose. Okay. So it may be the glycocalyx may be formed only for polysaccharide or only for polypeptide, or it may be made up of the both the substance polysaccharide and polypeptide. So here this is the structure of the capsule. Okay. So here this is a capsule, the outer layer, the green color, and inner, that is a cell wall, white color. Inner to cell wall, the gray color, that is a plasma membrane. Okay. So what is the capsule of glycocalyx? So it is a gelatinous substance. It will be surrounded the bacterial cell. It's not common for all the bacteria. So the gelatinous substance nature, it will help to fix the bacteria on any substratum, or attach the bacteria on any substratum. So apart from this, it is made up of polysaccharide or polypeptide or both. Okay, so when the glycocalyx is tightly bound with the cell wall, that is called capsule. So what is the role of glycocalyx? It will protect the cell from desiccation. So during the dry condition, the cell wall may be lost the water, or cell wall may be damaged. So the damage of cell wall, it will be prevented, or damage of the bacterial cell, it will be prevented by this gelatinous substance. And then antibiotic resistant nature. This capsule is provide antibiotic resistant in nature. Okay. So not only for desiccation, and also it protects the bacterial cell from the antibiotics. That is the role of capsule or glycocalyx. Next, the sticky nature, I already told you. It will help to attach the substrate like plant root surface, human teeth and tissues. And then it helps to retain the nutrient in the bacterial cell. So these are the function of glycocalyx or capsule. So first function, it will protect the bacterial cell from the desiccation, and second function, it will give the resistance to antibiotics, and third function, it helps to stick the bacterial cell to the substratum, and finally it will be retain the nutrients in the bacterial cell. So this is the role of glycocalyx. So glycocalyx is not common for all bacteria. Some group of the bacteria only have the glycocalyx. When it tightly attached with the cell wall, that is a capsule. It is made up of polysaccharide or polypeptide, or it made up of both the substance, polysaccharide and polypeptide. So next we are going to see the cell wall. So inner to the glycocalyx, what is present? The cell wall is present. So the process of cell wall, it gives the shape to the bacterial cell. So we already discussed the classification of bacteria. Based on the shape, it will be classified into various types. Cocci, that is coccus form. The spherical shaped bacteria, that is a coccus. Rod shaped bacteria, bacillus. A spiral shaped bacteria, spirula. Comma shaped bacteria, vibrio. So like that, this shape is given by the cell wall. Because the cell wall is rigid, which is made up of two different substances. Generally is called peptidoglycan. The peptidoglycan, it is made up of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl uramic acid. Okay. So here the cell wall is a granular and it is rigid. It gives the protection and gives the shape to the bacteria. It is made up of peptidoglycan or mucopeptide. The chemical compound it presents the peptidoglycan, that is N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl uramic acid, with the peptide chain 4 to 5 amino acid. So this peptide chain it helps to join the N-acetyl uramic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine. One of the most abundant polypeptide present in the cell wall, that is a porine. So what is the porine? It is a channel. It is a channel. It will be helped to allow the particle or molecule in and out of the cell. That is a porine. Okay. It will help to extend the molecule or extend the particle from the outside to inside of the bacterial cell or inside to outside of the bacterial cell. Okay. So the one of the most abundant polypeptide is called porine is present. So the porine is help to diffusion of solute or molecule. So porine is a channel. It will be helped to extend the molecule in and out. That is a solute. So the cell wall, it is differ in gram positive and gram negative bacteria. We already discussed in the previous videos. Gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria have here two different cell wall thickening. That is, the gram positive bacteria, it only have peptidoglycan, but gram negative bacteria, the outer to peptidoglycan, what is present? The lipoprotein. That is, the lipoprotein or lipid layer is present outer to peptidoglycan. Okay, but in gram positive bacteria, it do not contain like that. Okay, so this peptidoglycan is very thin layer in gram negative, but it is very thick layer in gram positive. You can imagine the layer thickening. In peptidoglycan layer thickening, it is very thick in gram positive, but it is very thin in gram negative. Okay. So next, the plasma membrane. And then I told you, plasma membrane is made up of lipoprotein. So lipoprotein is contain 40% of phospholipid and 60% of protein. So majority is protein. Majority is protein. The protein is act as a carrier for the molecule from in and out. So mostly it is selectively permeable. Plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. So it controls the entry and exit of small molecule and the ions. Okay. It helps for what? Protein. The protein is act as a carrier. It will allow the particle, especially for selective particle. Not all the particle it will be enter. It allowed to move inside the cell or outside the cell. It will be regulate or it will be select the particle which one want to enter inside the cell, because the cell wall is allow all the particle due to the presence of porine. The cell wall is allow all the molecule in and out because due to the presence of porine. But the plasma membrane is act as a check post it will be select the particle which molecule is want to enter the cell or which molecule want to out the cell. It will be determined by the plasma membrane. Okay. So in the plasma membrane is contained the various enfolding structure. The enfolding structure suppose is contained the respiratory enzyme in, that is a mesosome. Suppose is contained the photosynthetic pigment in, that is what? Chromatophore. Okay. So the enzyme involve the oxidation of metabolites, especially for respiratory chain. And photosystem used for photosynthesis are present in the plasma membrane. Okay, so this is the structure of plasma membrane. So that is a phospholipid. So it is an integral protein. It is an integral protein, and this is an eccentric protein. Okay, some eccentric protein is present, some integral protein is present. The integral protein is acting as a channel to enter the molecule in and out. Okay, so it acts as a carrier. Next is cytoplasm. So previously we have discussed about the glycocalyx or capsule, cell wall, and then we are discussing the plasma membrane. Now we are going to see the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a colloidal substance or gel-like substance which contain the soluble, insoluble and semi-soluble substance. Soluble substance, insoluble substance and semi-soluble substance. That's why it makes the cytoplasm is of colloidal nature. So it is a gel-like matrix. It's composed of water, enzyme, nutrient, wastes and gases. It's all present. Along with it contains the cell structure like ribosome, chromosome, especially for bacterial chromosome, and the plasmid. It's all come under the chromosome and plasmid. So everything is present in the cytoplasm. It is a gel-like matrix. It is composed of water, enzyme, nutrient, waste, gases. Along with it contains the cell structure like ribosome, a chromosome and a plasmid. So next, it is a thick and a semi-transparent, the cytoplasm. It is very thick and semi-transparent, not fully transparent, semi-transparent due to the colloidal nature of the substance. And it contains the cytoplasmic inclusions like glycogen, poly beta hydroxybutyric granules, sulfur granules, gas vesicles are present. Along with the cell structure, it contains what? Some cytoplasmic inclusions like glycogen, poly beta hydroxybutyric granules, sulfur granules, gas vesicles are present. Next, we are going to see bacterial chromosome. Bacteria is a prokaryote. It contains the incipient nucleus. So, what is the incipient nucleus? It do not enclosed by nuclear membrane. The genetic material is properly present in the cytoplasm, and which is a double stranded circular DNA. Along with the bacterial chromosome, some extra chromosomal organization is present in the bacteria, that is called plasmid. So now we have discussed about what is the bacterial chromosome. Okay, it is a single circular DNA molecule. Each cell have only one DNA. Double stranded, that is very important. Not a single stranded, double stranded circular DNA molecule. It is tightly coiled and not enclosed in the membrane, that is nuclear membrane is absent. That's why it comes under the prokaryotes. Pro means primitive, karyotic means nucleus, incipient nucleus, genophore. These all we already discussed the general character of bacteria. These are the different names we are using for bacterial chromosome. Incipient nucleus or genophore. It given the general character of bacteria. The genetic material is called nuclei or genophore or incipient nucleus. nuclear, genophore or incipient nucleus. E. coli is contained, the DNA length is 1 millimeter long when it is uncoiled. It contains all the genetic information of the organism. Uncoiled, not a coiled nature. In uncoiled nature, it will be look like about 1 millimeter in long. E. coli DNA. Actually, it is a microscopic organism. E. coli. Bacteria, all bacteria is a microscopic organism. It will measure in the structure is what? Micron or millimicron. But inside the micron or millimicron structure, it contains the 1 millimeter long of DNA molecule. How? Due to the coiling or folding of the DNA molecule. So during the folding, the bacterial chromosome is attached with some basic protein. In eukaryotes, during the chromosome formation, especially for cell division, the chromosome structure will be organized from the chromatin reticulum. So the chromatin reticulum, it will be bound with the histone protein. The presence of histone protein is another characteristic features of eukaryotes. But here the histone protein is absent. So how they are coiled? Histone protein is absent. How that much amount of the length DNA it will be folded or coiled present inside the bacteria due to presence of basic protein. Some basic protein will be present instead of histone. Some basic protein because DNA is acidic in nature, not only for bacteria, in all. It's a deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is acidic in nature. Okay, so it will be very easily attached with the basic protein. Okay, so that much amount of the uncoiled DNA it will be coiled and present a microscopic structure. In unfolded structure, it contains all the genetic information, whatever is required for the activity of the bacteria, for all metabolic activity and also for the cell division activity. For each and every activity, it will be controlled by bacterial chromosome. Okay, so that is an uncoiled structure. So it will be folded, it's again further folded. Okay. So next, again repeat, it's not bound with the histone protein. The histone protein is present only for eukaryote, not a prokaryote. So instead of that, it will be bound with the basic protein. So that's why the huge length of the DNA, it will be folded and present the microscopic structure. And single chromosome or a DNA molecule circular is attached one point with the plasma membrane. Already I told you, no. So what is this necessary? That DNA one point it attached with the plasma membrane. It will believe that the attachment. It is assessment, not a confirm. It is assessment. It is believed that the attachment may help for the separation of two chromosomes after the DNA replication. Okay. Next to plasmid. So what is the plasmid? It is an extra chromosomal organization present in the bacterial cell. Not all bacteria, some group of the bacterial cell. The plasmid is contained the very few gene, like fertility gene, cold gene, RA gene, R gene, TA gene. Fertility gene means trans gene. F gene or trans gene. During the conjugation, the plasmid, it will be trained for the one strand of the plasmid. So it is also double stranded circular, extra chromosomal organization. Which one? The plasmid. Double stranded circular, extra chromosomal organization. Okay. It contains a few genes. Remaining, it is junked gene. It's not useful for the bacteria. So that's why the plasmid it is very useful for the genetic engineering for carrying the gene from one bacteria to another bacteria. Okay, so it acts as an important vector. Plasmid is acts as an important vector. It will be help to carry our desirable gene to target organism. Okay, back to it is an extra chromosomal double stranded circular self-replicating because presence of ORI gene, ORI, that is origin of replication gene is present in the plasmid. So that is a plasmid, double stranded circular. Is contain ORI. That's why it is self-replicating or autonomous organelle. Plasmid is autonomous DNA molecule. Okay, so self-replicating. Autonomous elements. Okay. The size of the plasmid is varied from 1 to 500 kilo base pair. 1 to 500 kilo base pair. And the entire structure is made of an original base pair. It contains 1 to 500 kilo base pair. And the plasmid will be contribute 0.5 to 5% of the total bacterial genome. The total bacterial genome, the plasmid contribution is 0.5 to 5%. Okay. So it contains the gene for fertility, antibiotic resistant and heavy metal resistant genes are contained. It will help for the production of bacteriocin. That is very important. It will help for production of bacteriocin. So actually it is a toxic protein, bacteriocin. It's a toxin which is not found in the bacterial chromosome. The bacteriocin gene, it present only in the plasmid, not in the bacterial chromosome. So what is the bacteriocin? It's a proteinase or peptide toxin. It produced by the bacteria inhibit the growth of a similar or closely related bacteria in a particular place. Okay. So the plasmid it contains the bacteriocin gene. The bacteriocin gene it will be synthesized the bacteriocin. It is a poisonous substance to the closely related or the same strain of the bacteria. It is poison to closely related or same strain of the bacteria. The number of plasmid per cell it will be varied. Even the 50 or 100 like that, it will be varied. And the plasmid are classified the different type based on the function. So what is the function it will be carried out inside the bacterial cell? So first one we are going to see the fertility plasmid or F plasmid. The fertility plasmid is contained the gene trans or trans means transfer gene. Okay. So the plasmid is example for a larger plasmid. Which one? The fertility plasmid. The fertility plasmid containing bacteria is called F plus bacteria. The non-fertility plasmid, that is, it do not contain the fertility plasmid, or it do not contain the plasmid, that is F minus bacteria. So F plus means the bacteria which contain fertility plasmid. F minus means the bacteria which contain which do not contain the fertility plasmid. F minus means it do not contain. F plus means it contains the fertility plasmid. So example for larger plasmid which contain the gene is allow the plasmid DNA to transfer to between the cell. Between means two bacteria. Then conjugation is the best example for the transfer of fertility plasmid from one bacteria to another bacteria. One bacteria consists of F plus which contain the fertility DNA or fertility plasmid. The another bacteria do not contain the fertility plasmid. It will be represented as a F minus. Okay. So between the two bacteria, it formed the conjugation tube. It will be formed by the sex pili. Sex pili is connected to bacteria. As a result, the one strand of the F plus plasmid, it will be transferred to the F minus bacteria. And finally, at the end of this process, the F minus bacteria become F plus. Why? Because it also contains the fertility plasmid. Next, or that is a resistant plasmid. Or plasmid or resistant plasmid. That means it contains some antibiotic resistant gene. For example, ampicillin resistant gene. Ampicillin means it's one of the antibiotic. Ampicillin resistant gene is present in a particular bacteria mean if the particular bacteria is treated with the ampicillin antibiotic mean the particular bacteria is adapted to survive even the medium containing ampicillin antibiotic. Why? Because it contains the resistant gene. Ampicillin resistant gene is present. Like the tetracycline resistant gene. Tetracycline is antibiotic. If the tetracycline resistant gene is present in the plasmid, mean the particular bacteria is adapted to survive even the medium containing, medium with the culture medium is contained, tetracycline is adapted to survive because it contains the resistant gene. Okay. So it acts as a defense for the particular bacteria. The R plasmid is after getting a resistant gene and is coding for multiplication of the multiply the antibiotic resistance. Even the antibiotic containing medium, it will be able to adapt to survive. Next, col or choline. Okay. So colchicine plasmid. Colchicine plasmid. It contains a gene that make the bacteria. That is, it's known as the bacteriocin. It's make the bacteriocin. It's nothing but the bacteriocin. Nothing but it's a colchicine. Okay. So bacteriocin. What is the bacteriocin? It is a peptide or proteinous poison. Bacteriocin is a peptide or proteinous poison. It will be killed the same strain or close related bacteria. It grows in a particular place. Okay, so which is a protein that kills the other bacteria and acts as a defense for host bacteria. And the bacteriocin is found many types of the bacteria. For example, this bacteriocin. It suppose is present in the E. coli mean we can consider a CoE1. Colchicine E. coli 1. Okay. Next, ORI or root inducing plasmid. Agrobacterium tumefaciens. It is an important bacteria. It is very much used in the genetic engineering, especially for gene transfer in plants. But it has some drawback because this bacteria is has a host specificity. It's not attack all group of bacteria. So species is either in the tumor inducing, that is TA, or hairy root inducing, that is ORI. Root inducing, ORI plasmid, root inducing plasmid. It causes the ground corn or hairy root disease to the corresponding plants. This is a natural plasmid. It provides a basic vector to construct a transgenic plant. Already I told you, no, it is very commonly used in genetic engineering. So gene transfer, transgenic plants. This plasmid is approximately measured at 200 kilo base pair. Next, TA, tumor inducing. Okay, it's also present in agrobacterium. It causes ground corn disease. RI hairy root inducing. TA tumor, that is a ground corn disease. Okay, so it present in agrobacterium patient is infect the wound or damage the plant tissues. If any plant root structure will be damaged, at that time the agrobacterium it will be easily enter infect the wounded part of the plant tissues and it causes the tumor. So that is a ground corn disease. That is TA plasmid. So next we are going to see the mesosome. As I told you, it is an infolding of the plasma membrane. As I say, it increases the surface area of the plasma membrane. When number of infolding is present in the plasma membrane, it will be help to increase the surface area. Okay. So it is localized infolding. It is not a problem. It will be localized. infolding in the plasma membrane of the cell. It forms the vesicle, tubules and the lamellae. It forms a spherical structure, that is a vesicles, tubular structure, lamellae, flattened structure. They are clumped and they folded together. Which are this structure? They are clumped and folded together to maximize the surface area and help in the respiration and the binary fission. It will mainly help for respiration. So this is a mesosome or chondrioids, mitochondria in eukaryotes. That's why the mesosome is resemble like a mitochondria, but it's not the mitochondria. It's resemble like a, that is a chondrioids. Next, the polysome or polyribosome. It is a characteristic features of prokaryote, especially for bacteria. Because the bacterial mRNA is a polycystonic, but eukaryotic is monocystonic. So what is the difference between monocystonic and polycystonic? Monocystonic means when it is expressed, it produces only one type of polypeptide, only one polypeptide. Polycystonic is contain many genes. Each gene produces a different type of polypeptide. That is a polycystonic. So what is the polysome? In the mRNA, many ribosomes are attached. Many ribosomes are attached and continuously it forms the new polypeptide. Okay. So in the like a thread-like structure, the many ribosomes are attached in a single mRNA or for single polycystonic mRNA. That is a polysome. Ribosome is acts as a protein factory. It is a site of protein synthesis. That's why it's a protein factory. A number of ribosomes per cell is varied, 10,000 to 15,000. The ribosome are 70S type of ribosome. It contains two subunits, that is 50S and 30S. It will be for one. So totally it will be 8 years, but it's not. The S is represented Sedberg unit. During the centrifugal, the most of the lab, that is in the clinical lab, if you are going to blood, you can go to test your blood mean, you are going to visit the clinical lab. So in this lab, the pot-like structure will be present. That is a centrifugal machine. The centrifugal machine, it contains some wire. So this wire, we can take the cell and place it in this wire mean. It will be separated depending on the RPM, rotation per minute. Okay. So that is the density or the order. Depending on the speed, it will be separated. The cell wall is separately separate. The DNA like that. Each cell organelle it will be separated in a different level. That is a Sedberg unit. So here most of the prokaryote is 70S. Eukaryote means 8S. The subunit, that is a smaller subunit, 30S, larger subunit. This is a smaller subunit, this is a larger. This is a larger, this is smaller. 50S for larger subunit, 30S for smaller subunit. And ribosomes are held together by mRNA and is formed the polyribosome or polysome. Next, flagella is a locomotory organ for bacteria. Okay. So it's a motile, certain motile bacteria have a numerous thin hair-like projection. Variable that is emerging from the cell wall. It's not from the plasma membrane. It emerges from the cell wall. It measures about 20 to 30 millimicron diameter, 15 millimicron in length. Okay, 20 to 30 millimicron diameter, 15 millimicron in length. Now, flagella in eukaryotic cell contain 9 plus 2 microtubules, the basal body. Basal body means where the flagella will be originated. That is a basal body. It presents the cell wall. Okay. But each flagellum in the bacteria is made up of single fibrin. So here 9 plus 2 microtubule, here for single fibrin. The flagella is used for locomotion. Based on the flagella, we already studied. Based on the flagella, the bacteria are classified into different types. Monotrichous. Trichous means flagella, mono means single. It contains only one flagella of any one end. Ampitrichus is contained the flagella in both the end. Peritrichus is contained the flagella throughout the surface of the bacterial cell. Lophotrichus, a bunch of flagella, it present any one end. Atrichus, the flagella is absent. Okay, so based on the flagella, the bacteria are classified into different types. So next, fimbriae or pili. Flagella is originated from the cell wall, but it will be originated from the plasma membrane. Okay, so it's a hair-like appendage is found in the surface of the cell wall in gram-negative bacteria, especially for enterobacteria. It's an example for the fimbriae or pili. 0.2 to 20 millimeter long, 0.025 millimeter in diameter. When compared to flagella, it is very shorter. Okay. In addition, the normal pili, there is a special type pili is present. General pili is there, some special type of pili. It will help to transfer the plasmid from one bacteria to another bacteria. This is called sex pili. Conjugation, which is help for conjugation, is called sex pili. It's also found in the bacteria. Thank you, student.